Assalamualaikum, my name is Nofariza Asmira binti Muhammad Ismail and my number matric is 23DBS25F1052.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Nur Alan Jisha binti Zamri. My number matric is 23DBS25F1050.
Assalamualaikum everyone, my name is Akmal Hilmi bin Zulkifli and my matric number is 33DBS25F1070.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Muhammad bin Raffi Syam. My matric number is 23DBS25F1048.
Assalamualaikum, my name Muhammad Irfan bin Abdul Razi. My number matric is 23DBS25F1020.
Assalamualaikum everyone. I will be present in the first question, which asks us to identify and explain the function of the Malaysian Institute of Accounting MIA and the Malaysian Accounting Standard Board MESP. Firstly, I will discuss the function of Malaysian Institute of Accounting MIA. The MIA is the National Accountancy Body established under the Accountants Act 1967. Its primary function focuses on regulating and developing the accountancy profession in Malaysia. The function includes regulation and development. It is regulate, develop, support, and ensure the integrity, status, and interests of the accountancy profession. Next, membership and designation. It is the only body empowered by law to confer the Chartered Accountant Malaysia designation, and membership is mandatory for those practicing as an accountant in Malaysia. Then, education and training. It is determine the qualification for admission, provide for the training and education, include the MIA qualifying examination, and require continuing professional education CPE for its member. Further, governance and ethics. It is established and enforces the ethical requirement and maintains an investigative and disciplinary mechanism for its members to uphold professional standards and public interests. And lastly, quality assurance. Implement a quality assurance mechanism to ensure the quality of professional practice. Now, let's move on to Malaysia Accounting Standard Board MESP. The MESP is the independent standard setting body established under the Financial Report Act 1997. Its main function is to determine and issue the accounting standard used in Malaysia. The function includes standard setting. It is determine and issue accounting standard for the preparation of financial statement, which entities are required to follow. This includes the Malaysian Financial Report Standard MFRS, which are fully converted with International Financial Report Standard IFRS. Next, review and revision. Each issue, approve, review, revise, amend, and revoke any approved accounting standard issue, bulletin, and statement of principle. Then, harmonization. It is collaborate with other national and international standards, setter and monitor international development to contribute to the development of a single set of global accounting standards. Further, public and consultation. It is conduct public consultation to determine the content of accounting concept, principle, and standard. And lastly, conception framework. It is develop a conceptual framework to evaluate proposed accounting standard. In conclusion, the Malaysian Institute of Accounting MIA and the Malaysian Accounting Standard Board MESP together form the essential regulatory and technical structure for the accounting profession in Malaysia. Essentially, MESP set the technical standard and MIA regulate the individual who must follow them, thereby maintaining public confidence in Malaysia's financial system. That's all for me.
So, today I'm going to be presenting about financial accounting, cost accounting, and management accounting. First, let's discuss about financial accounting. Financial accounting focuses on preparing financial statements for external stakeholders, such as investors and creditors. It follows accounting principles such as generally Accepted Accounting Principle (GAAP) or International Financial Reporting Standard (IFRS). This is because to ensure consistency and comparability of financial information. It provides key financial documents including balance sheet, income statement, and cash flow statement. Next, we have cost accounting. Cost accounting focuses on recording, analyzing, and reporting the costs associated with producing goods and services. This purpose is to help business understand the cost structure, manage expenses, and improve overall efficiency. Cost accounting may be used by management for budgeting and cost control. Lastly, we have management accounting. Management accounting provides books, financial and non-financial information, specifically for internal managers to help in decision making. For example, budgeting, forecasting, cost analysis, performance evaluation, and strategic planning. These three financial, cost, and management accounting each serve distinct purpose within the broader field of accounting. Thank you.
There's 5 accounting concepts of below with suitable example, but I'm going to explain 3 of it. First of all, I'm going to explain about materiality concept. This concept means we only record financial information that is significant enough to affect decisions. Small, unimportant expenses can be grouped or ignored. For example, a stapler or pen doesn't need to be separated accounting. Other than that, business entity concept. It states the business is treated as a separate entity from its owner. The owner personal expenses should never be mixed with business accounts. And last one, it's about going concern concept and accrual concept. These two concepts is working together. The going concern concept assumes the business will continue running in the future, so assets and liability are reported on the basis. An accrual concept means income and expenses are recorded when they happen, not only when cash change hands. Combined, they make sure financial statements give a true and fair picture of the company. For example, when a company makes a credit sales, the revenue is recorded immediately because the business is expected to continue and collects the payment later.
Assalamualaikum everyone. Today my part is explain about source document. Source document are the original documents that records business transaction. They are very important because they act as a proof and become the starting point for accounting record. In this slide, I will talk about 3 examples: credit note, official receipt, and memo. First, credit note. A credit note is issued by the seller to the buyer. It is used when goods are returned or if the customer was overcharged. This document reduces the buyer debts in the account. For example, if a customer buys a phone and later returns it because it is damaged, the shop will issue a credit note to reduce the amount owed. Second, official receipt. An official receipt is proof that payment has been received. It is given by the receiver of money to the payer. Normally, it contains details like date, name, amount, and a signature. For example, when you pay your school fees or electricity bill, you will receive an official receipt as proof of payment. And the last one is memo or memorandum. A memo is an internal company document. It records a small transaction within the company only. Usually, it is used for transferring goods or stock for internal usage. For example, if an employee takes stationery such as pens or paper from the office store, a memo will be prepared to record it. In conclusion, these 3 documents, credit note, official receipt, and memo, are important to ensure all business transactions are recorded properly. That's all from me.
I'm going to explain the 2 billion for the accounting concept of below with suitable example. The first one is the objective concept, means that every financial transaction should be based on clear, verifiable evidence such as invoice, receipt, or bank statement. This ensures that accounting records are accurate and not influenced by personal opinion or guesswork. For example, if a company buy a machine, the entry in the account must be supported by the supplier invoice. Next point is the money measurement concept state the only event and transaction that can be impressed in monetary terms are recorded in the accounting book. Things like staff loyalty, brand reputation or customer satisfaction are important but cannot be recorded because they cannot be mentioned in the money. For example, buying land for 50,000 will be recorded but the company goodwill or employee skill are not shown directly in the. The last one is source document. A sale invoice is an official document given by the seller to the customer after a sale. It contains important details such as the date, description of good or service, quantity, price per unit, total amount, and payment term. It serves as legal proof of the transaction in it used for both accounting and auditing purpose. For example, if a shop sells a 10 chair to the company, the invoice will show the number of chair, the price, and the total bill that the customer needs to pay.
Now the last one, in source document in check counterfoil. Check counterfoil is part of the check that remains in the checkbook after a check is issued. It's a very important because it's work a record for the person who writes the check. On the counterfoil, we can write details such as the date, the payee name, the check number, and the amount. For example, if I write a check of Rm1,200 ringgit to pay my house rent, I will give the check to my landlord, but the counterfoil will remain in my checkbook. This allows me to keep a record of that payment, and later I can compare it with my bank statement to make sure the payment is correct. So the counterfoil acts as both a record and proof that a check has been issued.